And we're live. Welcome back. So we're going right into step 4. Step 4 of 20 is learn to laugh. And so laugh loud, laugh often, laugh frequently, especially when you're feeling aggravated and annoyed, according to Mr. Hill. And I honestly agree with this one more than anything else because when you learn to laugh, not just at circumstances, but you learn to laugh at yourself and you learn not to take things so seriously. It's an opportunity for you to step outside of whatever it is that you're holding on to, whatever it is that you think is such a big deal, and really realize that it's not that big. It's not that big in your ultimate goal and your ultimate plan of where you want to be in your life and who's going with you. Because at the end of the day, whether someone is loyal to you or not, whether someone is honest with you or not, whether people keep integrity with you or not, it doesn't matter. If they're coming with you, they're coming with you. And if they're not, they're not. You know, you can try to bring people along, but there is something that I heard, a quote from Les Brown, and it says, let go or be dragged. And sometimes you just got to let go. You have to let go of a situation, and you have to learn how to laugh at yourself and laugh at the situation, because at the end of the day, in retrospect, it is hilarious and it's funny. And so I do warn you that you don't want to laugh just intensely in front of random people, especially when you're irritated, because you're going to look a little bit off, a little bit crazy. But at the end of the day, when you learn how to enjoy the challenges and you learn how to recognize that, you know, failure is not fatal, and no matter what happens, you have the ability to create a shift and to take it and take whatever happened and make that profitable for you. Every opportunity is a profitable opportunity for you to move forth. Every challenge you've had in your life, someone is facing that challenge. Someone is looking for a mentor or for a coach to be able to help them to navigate those same murky waters that you were able to navigate. And so when you learn to laugh at those things instead of holding on to those things and letting them hold on to you, it becomes more of a pleasant situation. And so step 4 being learning to laugh at yourself, learning to laugh at the situation, learning to laugh your way through the pain and grow through the pain, and use that opportunity to put a smile on your face and a smile on the face of many others that are looking for the same knowledge and wisdom that you have to offer. When you learn how to do that, you're learning and getting closer to developing a positive mental attitude no matter the circumstance. And so, funny story real quick. I remember recently I was helping my best friend move, and we passed by this little sidewalk area where we could, you know, kind of off-road and take things out of the car that we were moving right up to the front door. And so, you know, she asked me, she said, you know, you think we should cut through the grass and go this way, because then we don't have to walk from the parking lot. Now, the parking lot was like, you know, 30 feet. We'll say, you know, it was 30 feet. And so I was like, no, I think we should probably go around. And she was like, are you sure? And I said, well, you know, whatever you think, you know, okay, yeah, no, go ahead, go through it, right? My first instinct said, don't do it, girl. Don't do it. But I was like, you know, whatever. So she turns the car and she gets ready to go through the grass. Guess what happens? The car got stuck. And the car got stuck in this little ditch area. But it was like sunk down so far because it had rained that morning. And so anybody who knows, when you're in Florida, it's like a little swampy and all that kind of good stuff. Well, it was like murky under the grass. And so the car was so far down in this ditch that when you stepped out, you couldn't even really see the back tire. All you saw was like the bumper where the trunk is and the grass. And so as I looked at that situation and I look at it now, I mean, we could have been frustrated. We could have been like upset or pissed off in that moment, but we had to laugh at it. We had to learn to laugh at it because we were trying to take a shortcut that initially I knew was a bad idea. And she knew it was a bad idea. And the funny thing is, her sister had told her earlier that day, do not do that. Stay off of the grass. And we ended up in this murky mud. And because we kept a positive mental attitude and we ended up laughing at the situation, and we honestly just started taking stuff out the car and ended up having to walk 90 feet. So we had to walk 3 times as much trying to take this shortcut. So we had to walk 90 feet to take the stuff out while we were waiting for a tow truck who they said would be there in an hour. And he got there in half an hour. And he laughed and he got a really great tip because he had a great attitude about having to get down in the mud and get the chain under the tire to get this car out of the tire, to get this car out of that trench that we had dug ourselves into. And so I tell you that to say this. If we had a negative mental attitude and we had an attitude when dealing with it, or we said, you know what, now we're stuck and we didn't think about solutions. We didn't think into solutions and we were all upset and angry and nasty with each other. We wouldn't have got things out of that car as quickly as we did. We would have been behind schedule and we wouldn't have been able to make that happen. And so we were able to laugh at ourselves and even send our other best friend pictures of us next to this car stuck in this ditch because we decided to try to take a shortcut, which is another point. Don't take shortcuts. We decided to take a shortcut that ended us up in the ditch. And though we were tired of moving and we were aggravated, we couldn't do anything but laugh. And all we could say was, this would only happen to us. So when you learn to laugh at yourself, the situation can turn around in an instant. And in that moment, I learned more lessons than I could have ever learned any other time, you know, in my life. And I learned that I need to trust my instincts. I learned not to take shortcuts. I learned that when you're around the right people in your life, it doesn't matter what happens to you because everything is an opportunity to grow through it. You think you're going through it, but you really can be growing through it. And so I'm blessed and grateful for the opportunity to be able to grow through it. And that's a combination of my statement of gratitude for all of you. And I'm grateful for the wisdom and the guidance to be able to be consistent and to step up and to realize that sometimes you fall off, but you have to step up and stay in the game and be able to add more value than you get paid for, even when no one's watching.